We are 22 West Radio. 22 West Radio is 22westmedia.com and 88.1 FM KKJZ HD3 Long Beach, Los Angeles.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, and now our World Broadcasting Tag Team Champions of the World and a Cruiserweight Champion.
I'm Ethan.
I'm James.
I'm Rob.
And this is episode 115 of Beyond the Ropes. We are BTR Pro Wrestling Talk, a show where we discuss all things professional wrestling, sports entertainment. We give predictions, we give results, we review things, all of the above. You can follow us on Facebook, facebook.com/Beyond the Ropes. You can follow us on Twitter at RealBTR Radio, and YouTube. Just search up Beyond the Ropes, and you'll find over 100 episodes uploaded currently. I guess we'll start off the show with discussing a brief discussion about the situation currently happening in the world.
Which one? Pick one.
Yeah, it's been a year, so we're only 6 months into it, and it's been a year. Of course, we're going to talk about the fight against racism, pretty much. That's what it is. It's what many people are fighting for right now. They're protesting, rioting, even at times, but pretty much asking just for some equality, just like, everyone should have equal rights. I don't know if any of you guys have anything to say about that.
Yeah, obviously, we all have experience in the media, working with the newspaper. So it's just interesting to watch and see, for me personally, not only as an African American, but as someone in the media. It was kind of even hard to watch wrestling this week, just with everything going on. And the George Floyd incident happened in Minnesota, but the impact was felt all over when video of that killing, more or less, that's what it was, the knee on the neck. There was a great impact, even as far as out here in Southern California, even in little cities like Moreno Valley, where I live, as far as, LA, Santa Monica, Ventura, anywhere and everywhere, there was pretty much a protest. It's pretty, I don't want to say it was nice to see, because this is what it should be anyways, is people unite, being able to be nice to each other and unite the way that they have this past couple days. I want to say a week, but it's been more than a week. But you see African Americans, you see white people, you see Latinos, you see Asians, you see so many different races come together and take a stand in their own neighborhoods. I think it was pretty I don't know. It's kind of hard to put into words, honestly, but we need to be better and we need to make changes. And it starts with ourselves and going forward and having an understanding and respect for each other. And even then, some people still continue to show their true colors. Say what you want about Drew Brees, for example, and that whole situation. But there's just so many different things. Again, obviously the WWE is said to have come out with something, a diversity program, or more or less resources, I guess would be the best way to say it, including, having people to talk to, and kind of giving some information for any and all employees, not just the wrestlers. But I don't know. It's just, let's just be nice to each other.
Yeah, so in addition to that, it's also kind of fighting against police brutality, which plays into this. And unfortunately, there's been several videos and images over the last week, especially, of that stuff coming out. So hopefully these protests, which, by the way, they've been happening in all 50 states and over a dozen countries even. So
yeah,
it's incredible what humanity can do with one another.
Yeah, I think. Sorry, even to that though, I think it's it's great that we're protesting or that there's protests and everything going on, but it's what we do after we put down the signs and the megaphones and everything that the changes need to start taking place. We want change, but we need to actually have the change happen. You listen to people on the news, the protesters step out there and African Americans and other people, not just African Americans, but they'll say, this is it. We're noticing change. We're starting to see it. And of course, we're all going to see it now. We're going to see a little bit of it, but it's what we do after this that's going to matter most. And, because we've seen the police brutality thing over and over again. There's all the different names that are being shouted out and whatnot. So obviously, this is not the first time this has happened. Sadly, it may not be the last time that this happens. But as long as we all continue to try and do our part, and at least whether we agree or not, have a better understanding of where we are coming from. And again, we don't all have to disagree or agree on everything. We can disagree still. But just doing it in a better, more mindful way.
Yeah, that's absolutely. It. And you mentioned George Floyd. You want to mention Brianna Taylor as well, who would have been 27 today.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it is her birthday. So hopefully she gets justice as well, because her, I guess, killers are still out there, which is unfortunate. But yes, we support, obviously, the movement, and, of course, hoping for the best. And we really want to go out there, make a change, go and vote.
Yeah, that's the biggest thing. Go out and vote. You got a WWE Hall of Famer, or more like, right? He's a Hall of Famer as the president.
Yeah.
I know there's been several wrestlers who have spoken out. Obviously, future Hall of Famer Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, I believe, called out Trump. So that was kind of interesting. But tell me more, Ethan, about the current WWE superstar.
I don't even have time now, because I think we really shouldn't spotlight him. I'll say, one of the members of the current roster of the Forgotten Sons did make some, I guess, anti-Black Lives Matter kind of comments, and some tweets actually resurfaced over the last couple of years, actually, too.
I didn't know
well
that.
As him, a picture of him kind of in a tan, after a tan, with the comment "Soul Man," which is ridiculous. So he's not going to be fired. I think that's, because he has his freedom of expression, but I know a number of wrestlers are not very happy with him. So he's going to have to deal with that. And we could just move on from that, because
I think I won't stay on it too long, but obviously it's just worth mentioning that, I believe he whichever one it is, he's a Trump supporter as well. Again, freedom of speech, and that's fine. Let's not forget that Linda McMahon was a part of Trump's cabinet and everything. So I don't know. It's just remember those things when we, you take everything into consideration. And at the end of the day, just remember the WWE is a business. And as they say, they're going to do what's best for business. But another thing, just to kind of, I guess, maybe put a bow on, I think, the conversation we may have had last week with Chad. The funeral happened, I believe, the day after we had the last radio show. Is that what it was? It was like Saturday, right? Mm-hmm. The funeral.
Yeah.
And we saw that photo that was tweeted out. Some current superstars, former superstars of the WWE and other companies obviously were there. I think Ezekiel Jackson was there, JTG, John Morrison. I think Victoria was there. There's a bunch of people. Al Snow, a bunch of people. Mm-hmm. A diverse group of people. and that's what wrestling can do. And I think again, obviously Chad was the hero, and he will never be forgotten. One thing I haven't had a chance to look at, just to kind of finish this, just because of everything that's been going on, is quite a few WWE superstars. I think a majority were African American, if not all were African American, in some of these social media videos. But they shared some stories about Chad. I believe Natty, even, she writes a weekly column in a Calgary paper, and I believe she had it about Chad, I think, and maybe JTG. I think.
I believe so, yes.
Something like that, yeah. Or no. She actually wrote it about Titus O'Neil,
yes,
who he actually was supposed. I'm assuming it happened. I know they were planning on it. The IG Live with Batista and members of the police department in Florida, Tampa. Was it Tampa? So yeah, that was interesting, and that's the WWE superstars using their platform, and I thought it was really cool for someone like Batista. Obviously, he's good friends with Titus O'Neil, but to have those two kind of sit down and use their platform within days of the first few protests happening, to have a discussion, I thought was kind of a great idea. So hopefully we'll see more of that. I know Natty wrote a column about Titus and that situation, and how Titus is using his platform. So there's a lot of good going on, obviously, that comes from it. So we'll see. Just if you're a WWE fan, look into what some of the WWE superstars are saying about the situation, because they're working in about as diverse of a occupation as any other place that's filled with different languages and whatnot, and they're traveling to different parts of the world just about every day, like 300 days a year. So they probably seen and heard it all. So I'm sure they have some very interesting takes. And with that, we'll try and get back to some more wrestling.
Okay, going back to it real quick. I know we've been trying to get off this
I
topic.
just put a bow on that situation.
No, I do want to promote some more things. You mentioned The Rock having a fantastic video. Xavier Woods having also a very emotional video as well. And we mentioned Titus. He also did an interview that I think was shared by a number of people after the Instagram live. Aleister Black actually did do an Instagram live where he invited individuals to kind of speak about the situation. He even got emotional as well.
Really?
With Zelina Vega. Yeah, I saw a piece of it where he got emotional, and it was really touching stuff. Pete Dunne, Tyler Bates, and Seven have re-released an old British Strong Style shirt, which is all black, and all the proceeds will be donated toward the movements happening. So I believe over 2,000 have already been sold in the first 24 hours. So at $20 a piece, that's going to be over $20,000 easily. Yeah. So that's really great. So, all right. So we're gonna move to a much lighter topic. Let's get back to a regular scheduled program. Before we get to a commercial break, we are going to discuss WWE has finally released the free version of the WWE Network, which features, I believe, 1,500 or 15,000 hours of content, which is a lot. It features episodes of Raw, SmackDown, NXT, Table for Three, the Monday Night Wars, select WrestleManias and pay-per-views as well. But you don't get any of the new pay-per-views.
So. Yeah, I was saying, what am I paying for with the subscription then? Jeez.
No, you get limited content. But it's a good deal for those that don't want to pay.
I'm assuming you're not going to get like the Undertaker stuff, the new doc. You're probably not getting all that right away, I would imagine.
No, I think your hand is on the mic. There you go.
What?
Sorry, your hand was on the microphone.
Oh. The Undertaker stuff, I'm sure there's probably still some of that new content that you probably won't be able to get right away.
Right.
So yeah, I mean, I'm just trying to justify why I'm still paying for this.
No, it's older content for sure, as well. Maybe like some of the newer Raws and SmackDowns, but that's about it. When we return, we're gonna get into a discussion about the top 5 female superstars. And we're back with episode 115 on Beyond the Ropes. You can follow us at Real BTR Radio. Also on Facebook, facebook.com/Beyond the Ropes, and YouTube, to search up Beyond the Ropes, and you will find over 100 episodes currently uploaded. You can follow me individually on Twitter at EthanNV95. You can also follow James at
JHW Reporter.
And you can follow Rob at
Flores Media.
All right. So WWE on Fox once again helped us with this discussion question. They pretty much told the universe to name their top 5 female superstars of all time. Now, I added a little twist, as I like to do, and I said, I tweeted out, put them in a fatal 5-way elimination match. Who would essentially win that match? So, does anyone want to start, or should I just pick randomly?
I'll start.
Okay,
I'll
go
be
ahead.
the brave one. So I didn't really work out the elimination yet, but we'll wing it here on the fly. So, you want me just to start with who the top 5 people are?
Yes, start out with the 5 and then do the elimination.
So this was very hard to do. First of all, it was a little bit harder than I thought it was going to be. But this is kind of what I settled on, and it might not be exactly in order. Anyways, I'm going to forget people. Anyway, Trish is number 1. Trish. Lita's number 2. And they're almost kind of 1A, 1B. But anyways, I have Medusa in there at 3. It's kind of old school. Kind of reminds me, she's a little bit maybe before my time, but, why not? I have Jackie Moore in there just because, 1, you need a little diversity. But 2, I don't know. She was kind of one of the very prominent figures, at least for me, during the Attitude Era that I can remember. I mean, feuding with Sable and whatnot. She's been around for a while. And off the top of my head, I can't name very many African-American female wrestlers. There's probably, there's more there currently now, but back then, I mean, anyways. And I have Charlotte in here at number 5.
It's hard to argue.
It's hard, even if
she was on the list, but I took her out. I did take her out because
I kind of wanted to take her out, but it's almost like you don't have an accurate, you kind of almost have to, even if you don't like her.
Yeah.
So the 2 that just missed it for me are Beth and Victoria. I don't know, maybe not so much Victoria. I don't know. I just feel like she gets forgotten a lot. But Beth was someone who I was trying to fit in there, and I just couldn't. Anyways, so again, the top 5 are Trish, Lita, Medusa, Jackie, and Charlotte. We'll have Medusa go ahead and take Lita out first.
Wow.
Just to kind of mix things up there a little bit. Medusa would be the wily veteran in this group. And different style from how they were working in the Attitude Era and here today. I think Jackie would then be the next one out. I'm just kind of just doing it in order of elimination. I'm not doing a really much of a storyline. Jackie would go out by Charlotte. I think you start to see Charlotte maybe go on a little bit of a run. She'll take out Medusa as well right after, which will leave Trish and Charlotte. I think Trish may need a little help to take out Charlotte because, Charlotte's not ever going out clean. I think maybe Lita will interfere a little bit. No, maybe not Lita, but maybe you'll get Jackie and Medusa there, kind of take the young buck and Charlotte out and help Trish get the win there. I don't think Trish absolutely would need help with Charlotte, at least for storyline purposes. But if it was a straight one-on-one, I think Charlotte would win.
They did
overall.
Last SummerSlam one-on-one.
Did they?
Yeah, Charlotte won. Yeah. That was supposed Trish's last match.
Right. I do remember this now. But why was that? It was almost kind of semi-forgettable. Oh, this was on Evolution? It was on the pay-per-view?
It was SummerSlam last year. It's not that memorable. It was a good match, but it wasn't like a memorable.
Yeah, I don't know why I feel like I don't remember that. That probably would change a little bit. But yeah, of course Charlotte's gonna go over. Anyways, I have Trish winning just because Trish is number one.
There you go. Rob, your top 5 females and the eliminations, and of course the winner.
I have Ivory,
Okay.
Holly,
Okay.
Victoria, AJ Lee, and Jacqueline Moore.
Wow.
All right, you got Jackie there too. Awesome.
Cruiserweight champion.
She is a former cruiserweight champion. She defeated Chavo Guerrero, the only women's
That's right.
cruiserweight champion.
I do remember this.
So I have the match starting off with Jacqueline does a double clothesline to Victoria and AJ Lee. As Ivory was fighting off the top rope with Molly, Victoria drop kicks them and they fall out the ring. AJ Lee goes crazy, tries to grab Jacqueline, but she forgets that AJ Lee's behind her. Victoria has the Widow's Peak, and you know how when the Widow's Peak, Victoria's kind of like she has her hands busy, but leaves her open for the spear.
Yeah.
So she gets speared. But as she gets pinned, Prince Stevie shows up, puts Victoria's foot on the ropes. We have an appearance. And
Prince Stevie is Stevie Richards, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
And so, there's a run-in, but of course, Ivory comes out, kicks Prince Stevie in the jewels, and says it's time to get the trash out. The right to censor takes away Prince Stevie.
This is very much Attitude Era.
Oh, yeah.
It's very Attitude Era.
And so as Victoria goes back in, gets Ivory gets eliminated. The first one out. It's a quick elimination again. Victoria rolls up AJ Lee now.
Okay.
Wow. Okay.
And then Victoria goes for a quick baseball slide to Molly Holly, who's outside. As the referee checks on Molly Holly, Jacqueline shows up from the other side of the ring and connects with Victoria with the Cruiserweight Championship.
Okay.
And now she sits in the commentators table, bragging, feeling confident. She's got the match in the bag. And suddenly, the match ends controversially. You have Chyna's music hits, but of course, no one shows up. They're both knocked out, unconscious, double count out, no winner.
Wow.
Okay. Chyna's another one that I thought about trying to get in there too, but kind of.
Well,
hard.
I guess I'll close it out for this discussion. We really should just have Rob close it out every time because
I know.
Entire shows. So my top 5 in no particular order. I have Mickie James. I have Bayley. I have Stratus. I have Asuka. And I have Sensational Sherry.
Yeah. Another good one.
My runners-up were also Chyna and Victoria, who I did consider putting in there. But I also did have Charlotte. Actually, Sherry replaced Charlotte. Yeah. James.
So none of you guys had Lita or Trish?
I had Trish.
Okay. I mean, that's good. That's fine. It's either way.
It was tough. It was tough.
Huh?
It was tough.
It was tough. It was a lot tougher than I thought.
Okay, so yeah, I went with Mickie James. She's been, compared to kind of as the Shawn Michaels of the women's division for a long time. There have been several people that said that Bayley currently was the first Grand Slam champion, winning the NXT, SmackDown, Raw, and women's tag titles, as well as winning the Bank. So, and I think she's having an incredible run. So we haven't really seen the end of her career because she's really just, I think, in her prime. So, Trish, obviously 7-time women's champion, pioneer in the Attitude Era, and so on. Asuka, once again, is a Grand Slam champion. She's won the first ever Women's Rumble. She was undefeated in NXT. So she's a dominant competitor. Again, someone who I think still has a lot left. And then Sensational Sherry actually, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, ended the run of the controversial Fabulous Moolah. With a 27-year run that she ended. She was a women's champion for 15 months, and then she went on to become a legendary manager, of course, managing Macho Man and Harlem Heat and several other individuals, Shawn Michaels. So, all right, booking them. That's a tough one. I would say Bayley's going to take out Sherry first. Sherry's doesn't have the most iconic wrestling background. She's obviously more of a manager, so she'll be the first one out. However, Mickie James ends up taking out Bayley with her finish, the DDT. Then Trish actually takes out Mickie James with the Stratusfaction. And then Asuka and Trish finally meet face to face. They were actually originally supposed to face each other in NXT. And Mickie James ended up replacing Trish at that time. But Asuka eliminates Trish to become the winner. So Asuka's the last one standing, I guess. So we get someone current. We get someone in the current roster. You got to put him over. You guys didn't want to put any of them over. Come on.
No, I think that's a good point too, and I like the way you guys kind of booked yours. I think I just kind of went by like achievements or something. I don't know. I think it was good. I mean, again, there's a lot now, more so than ever. Like you, even the current superstars, in the way they're still early in their careers, but they're already kind of pushing the envelope, and that Mount Rushmore is really going to be. I think the Mount Rushmore at some point is just going to end up being this generation. Honestly,
it honestly will probably happen that way. I mean, Charlotte's already being talked about as one.
I think I think Michael Cole even said
she's the greatest of all time.
I think he even said when she was coming down the ring, future Hall of Famer or
yeah.
I don't know if I heard this in 2K20 or something. I don't know, but they already have her booked as future Hall of Famer, and she's only been wrestling for like 4 years, maybe 5. I don't know. It hasn't been long.
It's been 6. It's been 6 years. 6, 7.
Don't know, long time.
Which is still, yeah. She's still got a long ways to go. Honestly. Past her dad's title record. She's got 12 title reigns already. So, I mean, honestly, she probably should be on.
And what is she like? She even like 20? Or no, she's older, right? She is older because she started late.
She's in her 30s.
Yeah, I thought she was old. I thought she was. I was gonna say I don't even know if she was 28, but she is. She probably started when she was 28. She didn't want to be a wrestler at first.
All right, we'll be right back after this quick commercial break, and we're back with Beyond the Ropes, episode 115. I'm Ethan.
I'm James.
I don't know why. Oh, okay. I'm joined alongside my analyst James and the producer Rob. Oh, what a
We're
week.
having a blast, and we're calling in the ring. So whatever.
As you mentioned earlier, it's been just an interesting week to say the least. So yeah we're just kind of going as best as we can. Today is the 6th anniversary of Tyler Breeze releasing his music video for his song.
Tyler Breeze?
That's right.
Wait, what music or
his theme song? He sang his theme song, so there was like a music video. It was part of the gimmick. I remember that. It was personally my favorite version of Tyler Breeze when he was full on supermodel
with the selfie stick and all.
Yeah, but speaking of Tyler Breeze, his tag partner Fandango returned this past Wednesday on NXT as they were involved in a triple threat tag team match where the winners would go on to face Imperium for the NXT Tag Team Championships. So it was the Undisputed Era, my guys right there.
Who are clearly washed up at this point.
You know what? I don't like your attitude.
They didn't win, right? Didn't they not win this match?
Okay, but they weren't the one that got pinned. So
did they not win the match?
Oh, you know what? Bobby Fish did get pinned, actually. So,
washed up.
No, it was
washed up.
They were partying earlier in the week, so that's why. We'll get into that. but they also had the team of Oney Lorcan and Danny Burch. Fandango and Breeze ended up picking up the victory. They are the new number one contenders for the NXT Tag Team Championships. Good luck to them.
Good to see Breeze and Fandango back. I mean, I had seen a lot of Breeze on the GM up down series, but
yeah,
wondering where he's been at.
He's been in NXT a few.
He's been in there a little bit, but it just kind of floundering around a little bit.
Yeah. So as I mentioned, the Undisputed Era celebrating Adam Cole's 365th day as champion. So, they picked him up in a limo. Kyle O'Reilly was there. He pulled down the window, looking so cool. If I could be 10% as cool as Kyle O'Reilly, I will be happy. Did you see pictures? I know you don't probably watch, but
I did not. I did know. I think I saw some, but I think I did, and I just scrolled by really quick.
Oh,
I was like,
yeah. So they took Adam Cole out in a limo to get some dinner. They were celebrating. Meanwhile, so they did this thing called Prime Target, where they pretty much do a retrospective of the upcoming match. So they obviously got the Undisputed Era side, Adam Cole's side, and then they got Velveteen Dream's side. And he was roller skating in Orlando, wearing a crop top outside and living his best life. Later on in the scene, he talked to himself in the mirror, and then an image of Prince, a fake Prince, but an actual Purple Rain Prince.
right.
Told him he was going to be the greatest NXT champion of all time. So,
I will have to look for that. That's interesting.
It was a really well put together video, but it is.
And this wasn't for WWE. This was separate, or
No, this was on NXT.
Okay.
Yeah. So it is Velveteen Dream taking on Adam Cole for the NXT Championship in a backlot brawl happening this Sunday. NXT TakeOver in your house. Another match we have to look forward to is Keithley taking on Johnny Gargano for the NXT North American Championship. They had a little bit of a collision course with a mixed tag team match alongside Candice LeRae and Mia Yim. Ultimately, the heels got the victory after Johnny Gargano. So it was impromptu. So they were wearing their street clothes.
Mm-hmm.
Gargano had his house keys and stabbed Keithley.
Yeah, right.
And got the victory. I think by roll up, Mia Yim was distracted, and Candice got the victory there. Another match that is happening that was announced on Wednesday, Candice LeRae, Dakota Kai, and Raquel Gonzalez in a 6-woman tag team match taking on Mia Yim, Tegan Knox, and Shotzi Blackheart. So that should be a fun way to get all the women on the card. I think it's really cool, especially the ones that haven't been in the title picture very much. So, and speaking of the women's division, Charlotte, as we've mentioned numerous times already on this episode, will be defending her NXT Championship in a triple threat match, taking on Io Shirai and Rhea Ripley. Again, they did a Prime Target, video package where they focused on each one of them, kind of going through some training, and there was interviews and stuff. Really well done. That is also happening. In addition to that, Finn Balor will take on Damian Priest in a singles match, and I believe that's all the matches that are happening. The NXT tag titles are not on the line as of this recording. They have not been announced yet, so we're going to assume that's not going to happen. But let's give our predictions, shall we?
I'm kind of curious why they didn't do. Why didn't they do Drake Maverick on TakeOver?
No, they're not.
I know, but why didn't they do it then?
Probably they don't want to go over with time. We got to talk about Drake too, yeah. I'm going to assume they didn't want to just go over with time. And also with that special moment, they wanted to close out NXT. That was probably a good idea.
For the go-home show and whatnot too. So it makes sense.
So NXT TakeOver in your house predictions happening this Sunday. Let's start with Damian Priest taking on Finn Balor. James, who do you have here?
I think I'll take Priest in this one.
Oh, interesting. Okay. Rob, who do you have here?
Same.
You got Damian Priest on this one? I'm going to go with Finn Balor here. This really hasn't been promoted heavily, and I don't think Balor has had much offense on Priest, so I'm just going to go with Balor here. Next up, the 6-woman tag team match that I mentioned between Candice LeRae, Raquel Gonzalez, and Dakota Kai taking on Mia Yim, Shotzi Blackheart, and Tegan Knox. James, who do you have here?
I think Candice and her team will win this one.
Okay. Rob?
Shotzi's.
This one's a tough one because it could go either way. I think, honestly, a lot of all these matches could really go either way. But I will go with Candice as well, Candice's team. Next up for the NXT North American Championship, we have Keithley defending against Johnny Gargano. James?
I think, so again, going with Candice earlier, partly why is because I believe they'll get their win there, and Johnny will probably lose this one to Keithley. I mean, again, yeah, like you said, this is a match that can go either way, and it's kind of hard to choose because I know they're obviously doing something with Candice and Johnny. But Keithley, he's been doing pretty well, unless they're looking to maybe move Keithley into the title picture. I mean, either one of these guys can go into the title picture here. So I think I will go with, I think I'll stay with Keithley winning this one. So.
Okay, you think he's going to retain. Rob, who do you have here?
Same.
Keithley retaining? All right. I'm going to go with Johnny winning this one.
Okay.
It's going to play a factor into the main event. I did forget to mention there was one more match. I knew there was a 6th match. They kind of just briefly touched on it earlier this week when Karrion Kross did attack Bronson Reed after a match, and he kind of left a statement. Tommaso Ciampa will take on Karrion Kross in a singles match. James, who do you have here?
I think I'll go with. Is this the main event?
No, it's just
standard. Okay, right. This is not the main. Okay. I think I'll go with Kross on this one.
Rob?
Same.
Yeah, Kross is totally winning this one. Yeah, I mean, it's his first takeover, and they got to bring him in. Looking pretty strong here. All right. For the NXT Women's Championship, a triple threat match, Charlotte Flair defends against Rhea Ripley and Io Shirai. James, who do you have here?
I want to say Rhea Ripley. I will say Rhea Ripley. Yeah, Rhea Ripley is going to win this because Charlotte's been on every show, and if you're just going to have her on every show, then just put her on Raw or SmackDown or whatever she needs to do. Plus, with Becky being out, I can maybe see her taking over some of that time and getting back into that mix for one of the main card titles there.
Rob?
Same.
Rhea retains? Or regains?
Yeah, Rhea wins, yeah.
Regains. Charlotte's retaining here. So
wouldn't be surprised.
So there's speculation that Io Shirai could actually be called up. So there's probably no indication that she's going to win here. And I feel like it just needs to be a singles match between Rhea and Charlotte. So I'm going to say Charlotte here. Main event time in a backlot brawl. I believe this is the only second one in WWE history. Obviously, the famous Goldust one with Piper.
Well,
I mean,
there's probably been others. I think the other one was special because it was a Hollywood backlot brawl or something like that.
Yeah, I guess. But it's for the NXT Championship. First backlot brawl in NXT.
There you go.
Velveteen Dream challenges Adam Cole for the NXT Championship. If Dream loses, he can no longer challenge for the title as long as Adam Cole is champion. Who do you have here, James?
I think Velveteen Dream will get the job done. Usually when someone hits a milestone, like a year or something, much like Cole did, I think they start looking ahead and adjusting or, kind of changing things up a little bit. So I think Velveteen will finally get the title on him. If he does lose for whatever reason, I think obviously he will get called up because of the stipulation there with if he's not going to be in contention for titles, then they'll just call him up. But I think Velveteen will win this one.
Rob?
Sam?
How dare you both? I think we're going to have to end the show.
Rob knows what we all know. Cole's going to lose.
No, he's going to retain, and that's undisputed, okay? So.
Is it really, though, when the rest of the guys aren't even on the show?
What do you mean? They're busy. They're busy right now helping out Cole. It's fine.
Taking L's in the – yeah, exactly. Helping Cole.
Oh, my goodness.
You think what do you think is going to happen in this backlot brawl?
Well, Adam Cole's going to retain. That's all.
Because you're going to cheat.
It's a backlot brawl, and there's no rules.
They're cheating.
Velveteen's going to get called up. They got to keep Adam Cole happy because his contract's coming up. So.
Oh, is it really?
Yeah. So there's.
But there's no reason why he would even be frustrated, though, right?
No, but his girlfriend is in the other company as well as a bunch of friends. So, but no, I think he's gonna, as long as they give him a raise, which honestly
he'll probably get.
He might get, but they might need to call him up too, honestly.
You want to know something nice about Adam Cole? Or you want to hear me say something positive about Adam Cole?
Go ahead.
The good folks, at least in WWE 2K, when I was playing the story mode, they had Adam Cole as the champion. I think it was the it was the SmackDown champion. But they already had him pegged as the champion in story mode.
There you go. They know.
On the main card. So, take it for what you will.
He's a star.
They think highly of him, and the future's bright for Adam Cole, obviously.
He FaceTimes with fans. Did you see that with the hamster?
I did. The hamster was losing his mind. He was shocked. He was shook.
Yeah, he shocked the system.
There you go.
He's also he's a big star on Up, Up, Down, Down, especially on Uno Day. I got to catch up on Uno from this past one.
I haven't started that one yet. I have to go back and watch.
So they're good. Are we out of time, Rob? Yeah, you're kicking us out. Look at that. We didn't even get to talk about everything, but that's okay.
There were some call-ups. Just to finish things off. Matt Riddle, I believe, did go up. I think Chelsea Green. Huh?
He hasn't appeared yet. They just did a video package.
Say it again.
He hasn't appeared yet.
But he did. But he is called up, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they announced that. And Chelsea Green, I believe, did, which is why she broke away from Rob Stone, I believe it is.
Yeah, she's not called up officially yet.
Right, but that's what they're saying. And I guess, which is kind of weird, I mean, with the whole Zack Ryder thing, because she's with Zack Ryder, right? Still, right? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, so we'll talk more about potential call-ups next week because I know there's going to be probably some more. But until next time, this has been Beyond the Ropes. And this episode has been too sweet.